Thought I would introduce you to the new machine in my fold. We have here a Brother, CP7500. So this is, in some ways, quite a basic machine, and in other ways, quite an advanced machine. So it's a sewing machine. There's no embroidery function, but there are lots of fancy stitch patterns. It's also incredibly light, which is nice for carrying it around. And of course the other reason I was interested in it, because by default it comes with a sewing table, which I've always had to buy in separate. It's not the biggest sewing table on earth, however, it's big enough to help. So it's easy to put together, it's quite good and quiet, and let's thread up the baby. So, turn it on. So it's not got the brightest LED on earth, as I found with my other Brother as well, which was a bit of a pain. Just pull out this green thread from what I was doing before. Okay. And I've got the walking foot, which it came with by default, so that's good. So it's a typical, super easy to thread Brother mechanism. It's got the lesser of, so my LB6810 had the easier buttonholer to use, but you know, I'm getting used to this one now. So you know, I'm getting the hang of this. And it works, so you just pull it out there. So this one does not have an electronic thread cutter, but considering none of my vintage machines does either, that really doesn't bother me at all. But what it does have is 70 stitches, which is good. The only thing that's really kind of annoying about it really is the fact that it doesn't have mirror image. Obviously the fancier ones do, but it'd be nice because it would increase your number of stitches a lot, and it means you don't have to flip your fabric around. However, beyond that, it works very well. So I have the walking foot in on the moment, which you don't typically need nor necessarily recommend for some of these fancier stitch patterns. However, it's on there and it works fine with it. So you've got speed, needle up, needle down position, as you can see. It works fine. Got reverse, and it's got automatic sew or use the foot. And it does have a button hole maker, but I always tend to use the automatic buttonholes more than that. So, what I thought I'd do is show you some of the patterns it sews. So that's on slow, and we'll just gradually increase this. So I'm doing pattern 45, but see how this looks in a second. The feeling it might not be working as well as it should because of that walking foot. This will be interesting to see what happens. Yes, so it's definitely feeding not as well as it should, so let's switch the feet just to make our life a little better. So we can do that. It's easy enough. So it's got a really nice high lift under there, which is good. Okay. as you can see, is with most of these machines, if you've got big hands, it's a little bit of a challenge getting your hands under there. However, that's not the end of the world. High lift, put that down, tighten this up. Okay, so that's done. Let's try again. So, where we left off. And off we go. It's a nice, smooth machine. Not as quiet as some of my vintage ones, but I bought it because I wanted a lot more stitches, and specifically to provide me with stretch stitches, good stretch stitches. So it's not on full speed, but what you can see is it does vary. It's good top speed. As usual with Brother, it doesn't miss a beat. Okay, so what I'll show you is some of the stretch stitches, which are quite good. So it's easy to use. Here we go. So I'll show you this. Good luck. So, really good results. So with the walking foot, you see it didn't work right. But however, if you put the right foot on, you get excellent results there. So it's, works really well. Easy to use. And not too many creature features to make it go wrong. Oddly enough, the only pattern on it that I'm not all that excited about, I prefer my necky, this one. You can see that's not as perfect as my necky ones. It's fewer stitches to make that pattern. I mean, it's very nice, but it's not the quality of the necky one I find better. However, that's the only one which I'm less than whelmed with. The other ones are really nice, in fact. The next one up. So they seem to put more stitches in it, so it gives a better result. So this leaf thing is very good. So that's really nice results. So I'm very pleased with this machine. So I've got what I need now. I'll do most of my work on the vintage, but when I need particular things, this was a nice, reasonable price for me. It takes class 15 bobbins, of which I've got loads, and it sews really well. So good balanced stitches. So I'm pleased with it. So if you ever are looking for a sort of an entry-level good sewing machine, I quite recommend this one for a gap filler. If you have a machine which doesn't do stretch stitches or some of the heirloom stitches, as well as some of the other machines. Just so you can see the stitches up close. And some other ones. course, one of my favorites. Good, very good stitch results there.